Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a review and demo of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. And they had originally just revamped the pump version of the foundation. I had tried the original version a couple years ago and I loved it. And now I was kind of torn, like, should I get the pump version, the newer version, or should I get the stick foundation? And I was hearing that the stick foundation is actually more of a dewy finish. So me having dry skin, I was like, you know what, I tried the pump one, even though they probably did reformulate it, but I knew I liked it and it should only be better, right? So why not try the stick foundation? The color I got mine in is Y245, or if you do the original formula, it's 120. Why they switched it up, I'm not sure. This is about $43, what the average price of a Sephora foundation will cost you. Really expensive, luxurious foundations at Sephora cost you about like $60 and up. 43, it's around the regular Sephora price range, so still expensive, but in Sephora terms, it's about the average. The color selection is actually pretty good. They have a really wide range for this color selection in the stick as well as the pump version. I was actually torn between which color I should get, but I ended up going with this Y245. I probably maybe could have gotten a shade up, but I was like, you know, I'd rather go a little bit lighter than too dark. And I would say these definitely probably run a little bit more yellow. They kind of have somewhat of a color guide while you're looking, but I really didn't see like a lot of pinks in there, like a lot of pinky tones, and more yellow, but it's like, I guess I'd rather look a little bit more warmer than anything. So I went with this color and I think it matches pretty well. Maybe the other one would have matched, like, I don't know if it would have been too dark, but I'm satisfied with this one. And honestly, I was afraid of any stick foundation in general because I have dry skin and I'm just thinking, how is that gonna glide beautifully on my skin? But in the beginning, I feel like I was like, it's okay. But what really made me love this foundation is using a brush. I was using a beauty blender because every foundation that I use, honestly, I prefer a beauty blender with that foundation. But for some reason with this one, I prefer a brush. The brush that I've actually really been loving it with, this is Sephora number 56. This is the Pro Flawless Airbrush, and I've been wanting this forever. I actually bought these together at the Sephora VIB sale. But any other brush foundation, I think a brush, for me personally, a brush just works really great with this. It really helps just like blend it out. Like, I feel like it blends it out better than the beauty blender for some reason. That's a first. Usually a beauty blender blends things out. Maybe because it's thicker, so it kind of breaks it down a little bit better. But in general, with a brush, this is going to give you more of that medium to full coverage, whereas in general the beauty blender is going to sheer it out. So, you know, as it is, I love the medium coverage, so I'm going to use less foundation. I'm not going to have to layer it as much, and I feel like it goes way faster. Blending this out with the brush, maybe because it is a more of a creamy, thicker product, it just blends out even faster with the brush. So that's a tip from me to you that's been working for me really well. The finish of this is definitely a dewy finish. I was afraid that, okay, some people say, yes, it's a dewy finish. It's like, but do you have dry skin? Do you really? Is it really dewy, or is it just your skin? But no, it is dewy. If you're normal to oily, it's probably going to be a little bit more dewy on you. For dry skin, I love the way that it looks. And as you'll see in the clip, as I'm kind of blending it out with the brush, I feel like as you kind of blend it out, it kind of helps like melt it into the skin. Whereas like normally when I use stick foundations, or like just thought of a stick foundation, I feel like, how is this gonna like blend and mesh into my skin? But I feel like it kind of just melts in, meshes really well together, and especially with just like that airbrush kind of a brush, it works really well. The wear time, I feel like this lasts a very 8+ hours, and I feel like for this, or is it, I don't know why, for some reason for thicker foundations, and this one specifically, I like the way that it looks as the day goes on. I feel like it wears really well. I don't see it fading, and it like the dewiness kind of comes out a little bit more. So for me, I don't mind it. If you're normal to oily, maybe you might have to pat around, but I love the way this foundation wears. Something else with the finish, I think this is definitely great for camera. If you're going to be taking photos, if you're going to be filming, I love the way that this looks on camera. In person, I'm going to say it does not look like a natural foundation. It's not a natural finish. This is definitely more for high def work. So on camera, it looks great. Not to say that it doesn't look great off camera, but definitely if you're going to have like special events, I would say pick up this foundation. Weddings, just any photos you're going to be taking, proms, you know, just in general, I think this is going to be a go-to foundation. Overall, I have been loving this foundation. You know, I was hearing so much hype about it, and when I first started using it, I was like, okay, it's alright, but that's because of the tool that I was using. The Beauty Blender honestly was not my favorite. Go for a brush. If there's a foundation that you're using, honestly try different techniques, try different primers, try different things, and maybe it'll work for you, and just maybe it's not meant for your skin type, or maybe it's just something that's not going to work for you. But I found a way that I really love to use it, and the more that I've used it, the more that I loved it. So if you want more of a dewy finish, definitely check out this stick foundation. If you want a foundation for like to take a lot of photos and stuff, this is definitely one of the top ones. And if you want, I know with the older formula, with the kind of pump version, that definitely gave me more of a satin finish. Still loved it. So I think, like, honestly, if you want something that's not going to be as luminous, especially if you have normal to oily skin, check out maybe the pump version. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demo of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I'm really glad I picked it up, and I'm glad they came up with the stick version because I loved the pump version in the bottle, and I was satisfied with that. I was like, this is a really great foundation, but this for my skin just really stepped it up a notch, and I think I love this one even more. So if you guys want to see some more reviews and demos, just let me know, comment down below. I like to do drugstore because they're a little bit cheaper, but if there's some like stuff that I can pick up at Sephora that you think I would like, that you would like, that you kind of want to know a little bit more about, let me know. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.